so once again, we had more than one choice. He was like, God was like, you can go to Idaho if you want. That is your respite care. You have friends there. You can just do a job that you already know that's easy. But I'm also going to give you a purpose here. So if you want to do that, you can too. And so we decided, well, we'd rather be useful. And so that's now why we're heading to South Carolina. In the midst of that, our rig had broken down and we had some issues and whatever.
Yeah.
So plans have changed slightly, but we're still heading there. And it's just funny, like everything kind of comes back around.
So had your rig not broken down, would you have ended up here?
No, we were taking a whole different route.
Yeah, we had a whole different route to go and different things. And
just like everything else. You have lots of stuff planned.
We were
going to go,
and God laughs.
Dolly World? Or where were we going?
Well, we were going to go to Memphis and Alabama to see your family, Atlanta to see friends and family of mine, just different stuff. But now we're doing basically one, maybe two jobs in Nashville and just getting our way to South Carolina because we're 6 weeks behind because the big slide, which is not open right now, it does work, but we're just sketchy. We're paranoid that we open it may not close again.
Gotcha.
So we'd rather get to South Carolina.
We're squatters in your yard for 6 weeks.
And say, okay, we're okay with it and move it more and stuff. But literally, we left almost the next day after it was repaired. We're just going to leave it closed. We can live with it closed. We had once before for 3 months because it was broke. But kind of circle back, again, here's God doing his thing. And we didn't know until we got there. Our first work camping job in Idaho, a place called the Sawmill Station, which is owned by Ross and Tosh Williams. And incredible people, and we just fell in love with them. And, we got there, and as soon as we pulled up, I wanted to fill the rig up. It's a gas station, RV park, side by side, restaurant. He's got all this whole thing in a town with a population of 7.
Wow.
Yeah, and he fortunately owns 3 acres around the corner, has a cabin, and it's the entry to the Custer County forest system.
Oh,
wow. Thousands and thousands of off-road acreage.
Nice.
And that's who he advertises and markets to.
Sure,
and he's an ex-pro motocross racer from the 70s and the 80s, but he's always owned businesses after that. They retired, and they had bought this property, and then it used to be a mobile home park for the sawmill guys, and it went out of business. And he said to his wife, let's talk about this. And they were like, well, we could turn it into this and this. So they ended up buying it or whatever. And so, of course, the first year he hired a bunch of his dirt bike buddies. And mind you, he's in his 60s. I mean, these guys still ride. Really cool guys that we met. And then the next year they had another crew, and I think it was the 3rd or 4th year that we showed up. And they're Christian, and Tosh really struggled every year not having Christian people working there. It was just kind of, I guess, a hot mess. People didn't listen. They weren't nice, whatever it may be. And that winter, she heavily prayed, she said, about just give me Christian people here. And we talked to this guy and Ross and all over the phone, and we got off the phone and we both looked at each other and were like, pretty sure he's a believer. And we roll in the first day, and he was outside doing something, and we walk up, and the first part of the conversation was cigars. So now I love the guy. I'm like, all right, he's got cigars in the store, so I don't have to worry about that. And then something came up about God, and he's like, don't you worry, we're believers. And we're like, okay, this is where we're supposed to be. Next thing I know, her and Tosh, they start a Bible study at the sawmill. So once a week, we met outside after closing around either a big fire pit or if it was raining underneath the front porch. And she just was so happy. And so was Ross. But I think it was a lot more for Tosh about
we weren't the only Christians there.
Yeah, but I was getting to that. So there, about 70% of us were.
Oh,
So
okay.
her prayers were answered. There
Yeah.
was one or two that really weren't, but the rest of them were.
Wow.
And then the locals started joining the Bible study while we were there. And it was the first time that she's ever done anything like that, because she really kind of led it with the help of Tosh. And sometimes Tosh took the lead, but, you know, they worked on it together. And, but, you know, they were and I told them this, and I get upset every time. They were the best people to work for ever. And that was the best job, and I got paid pennies compared to what our professional careers were. But the love that I have for them, you know, it's just, I look at him as a mentor. He's an incredible man. The things that they have done and the businesses they have done and just how he looks at things and he's just a very relaxed guy. And I'm very and he relaxes me and everything about him. Like I would just be off and I'd be in his office talking to him because I absorb as much as I could from him. Yeah. You know, and his knowledge, and I just enjoy being around him, and it was just the entire experience was incredible. That's awesome. For both ends, for them and us. It was, you know, we will love them forever, and we've seen them multiple times. Their main home's in Vegas, and we purposely have gone in and out of Vegas just to see them. Yeah. You know, even if it's one night, you know, it doesn't matter to me. I want to see them, you know, and fortunately we just saw them in November, right? It was November?
It was funny because... Yeah.
You have to excuse me. I swallowed a bug, I think.
Oh, sure.
I'll let her
It was funny because in Florida, in Tampa, Drew was the primary, you know, fixer. He was the one that he was kind of the one that was called right at that time, like doing all of the work and helping Joe and things like that. Not that I didn't. I'm not trying to diminish that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It was primarily Drew. And then we get to Idaho, and I don't know, everybody found out I was a nurse. And mind you, I was burned out, so I was like, I am never doing that again. Okay? Yeah. Well.
Never say never.
Right. So over the season, I think we were only there for a couple of weeks, and Tosh called, and she's like, what are you doing? I just had a guy on a four-wheeler come to the cabin, and he said that there's a four-wheeler rollover about, I think it was 11 or 12 miles out into the thing. Man. And so Drew and we had someone cover. We hopped on the back. He took me on the four-wheeler. We went up and followed this guy up into the mountains. And, you know, sure enough, there's this woman that had, you know, the four-wheeler had rolled over on her. And, you know, I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. I'm doing an assessment out in the middle of the woods, you know, with a trauma patient. And it's just so funny. And so there was handfuls of things like that had happened. Yeah. Over the season where, you know, the skills that I vowed I would never do again. Sure, yeah. Here I was doing all the time.
Oh, yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about all that.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's basically kind of how our whole thing started. And, you know, it's definitely not perfect. And we struggle a lot. I'm not going to say things are easy. And that I will say that YouTubers lie about
it isn't all glamour.
Right. You know, there's a lot of great things to it, but again, at the end of the day, still, if somebody asks us, well, what was your favorite thing that you've seen? It's never that. I never talk about things I've seen. I talk about the people that we've met, really.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
Towns, Tombstone, Deadwood, Sturgis, Custer. They're all beautiful and cool towns, and you know, to see the old West stuff, and you know, all that's great. But it's the people. It's always at the end of the day, it's the people that we've surrounded.
And I will say, you know, to be honest, we're in that crossroads again.
Right. We're 3 years now.
In that crossroads, and we're, you know, where are we being led? What are we supposed to do? Or are we supposed to now be done? Did we meet the people we were supposed to meet? So that's where we're at. That's why we're here.
We've beaten that rig up pretty hard, and it needs a lot of things right now. And it's like now, we need to get back east. Just hold together till we get there. Yeah. We have a couple things that we can kind of deal with, and we may be able to move out of it temporarily for a while. Jen, Joe's neighbor, has a a tiny kind of home, a modular home that they built for their mother, and she had passed away, and now it's empty.
Yeah.
And supposedly there's something there we may be able to do, and they're handing us their car. They have a Honda Pilot that they.
It's just, I think probably the shining thing of this whole thing is all the people that we have met, just how they're taking care of us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
it occurred to me, the thing I was thinking about as you were talking about the relationship you have with the Idaho man.
Yeah.
Was
Ross,
Ross, yes, and Tosh. I was
Tasha, but we call her Tosh.
Okay. The thing that kind of came up in my mind was that yes, you're supposed to be out here to help other people, but at the same time, look at the help you received.
Yeah.
So it was a two-way street there.
And it's really humbling, like when you're in a position like this where we're kind of at our ends rope. When we broke down in Jackson, so did our work stopped.
Right.
Yeah. So does the income.
But it was like, all right, you're going to break down, but don't you worry, I got you covered.
Yeah.
You're going to be at a park where you already know they're going to let you stay for free. Just so many things lined up that if we were going to break down, it was the best scenario possible.
I mean, that park's $200.
If that makes sense, it's just
$200 a night. We were broken down for
you
6
stayed
weeks.
for free.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So.
And like I said, all of our jobs were in LA. We could have the slide would temporarily stop here and there when we were in California. So thank God none of that happened. When we were in a parking lot, what would we have done?
No kidding.
When we left California in April, the next 6 to 12 months, all the work was in the LA area.
So if we would have broken down,
and
it
we
would have
would have
just
broke
been
down
so
there,
hard.
and we were in shopping centers in all the LA areas, and that place is a mess right now.
Right now, it's a
we were removed from a situation.
Yeah.
So,
and unfortunately, the GM that runs the place in Jackson Hole, she is from where basically I'm from, and she was a godsend on her own. Whatever, don't worry about it. We just stayed in the park until we could get out of there. And she didn't never ask anything.
There is such a thing as too much free time. I will say that.
Yes.
What's that?
There is such a thing as too much free time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally were just stepping over each other, and
There's just
there was
nothing
nothing to do.
Yeah.
Jackson is this big, and
talk about practicing patience.
right,
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like
we ate a lot of spam.
Yeah.
Jackson, we still are.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel like
man.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I think I would still do what we're doing now versus what we were doing before.
Yeah. It's.
And to have faith is for me is just I struggle.
It's not easy.
Yeah, no.
In theory, it's easy. It's always easy in theory.
Right.
Yes.
But in real life, it is not.
And then everything breaks down and you're stuck and you're like,
Yeah.
And I've only been around a couple of years to try and I lost it the other day, and I said, I try to have this faith and believe He's got His purposes, but I am
struggling.
going crazy. I'm struggling. I'm financially everything. What is the point of all this if I thought we were supposed to be doing these things, and you're putting me through all this.
Yeah.
And I struggle with everything. I mean, I still half the time have a mouth like a truck driver. And I've gotten better, but it's still there. And it's like I struggle with all these things, and I feel sometimes He's nowhere in my life. And then the next day, all of a sudden, it's like, boom, He did something, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, where did that come from? And I didn't pray about it.
I think it just goes to show that we're completely imperfect and we're human, and
we are human.
We are.
And I think that's the biggest thing.
He doesn't choose
for
the
me
perfect people, I suppose.
With Christianity is the acceptance of no matter what you did, it's okay.
Yeah.
But forget about that in the Catholic world or the other, it's not like that. And that's what I've always seen. You do one bad thing,
and you see that in certain Christian communities as well. But it's so much better than it used to be. And Jack leads a group at our church. Well, I don't know if you're still leading it.
I'm still leading.
The prison thing?
Well, yeah, involved.
Okay. So heavily involved in prison group.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
So we'll have a class Sunday morning that he doesn't teach it, but he's very involved in the they never see the stuff that he and his wife do for all these folks that, I mean, talk about mouths like truck drivers that are still facing addictions that are just...
Yeah. Sure,
So,
I went through that world when I was a teenager. I got put away in an institution.
Wow.
Lock, stock, and barrel. There was bars everywhere, and it wasn't jail, but it was close to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like these rehabs they have today where, you know, you just kind of do whatever you want. I mean, I was locked up.
Wow.
You know, and I've been through that, you know, and fortunately have never returned to it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's great.
I mean, it's, you know, but there's other addictives. Sugar, cigars,
Cigars,
you know, all these other things, you know. Where do you draw the line?
I just replaced it with cigars and orange juice.
Yeah.
So you have to know I grew up very, very conservative. So you don't drink, you don't chew, you don't go with girls that do, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So smoking has never been a thing. Drinking has never been a
30
thing.
years.
And there's no difference. There's no difference between us. And the bottom line is, even though I've not done some of that stuff, it doesn't matter to God. But but the other thing is, I lost it. But anyway, it was really good. But that's
good.
We'll come back around. You were talking about the prisons and the stuff.
Yeah, some of those folks that they, you know, I think we all feel that we're not good enough.
Yeah.
And here I had a conservative life, and I feel like I'm not good enough, and I feel like, you know, I have struggles too. So
well, the truth of it is, we're not good enough.
We're
not.
That's
None
true.
Of us. The Bible says we have all sinned. We've all fallen short of the glory of God. We have fallen short of what we want to be, but God takes us where we're at, not where we want to be.
Yep.
And if we'll be pliable and be with an open heart, He will mold and shape, and He'll put the pieces of the puzzle together as far as our life is concerned. One of the problems that we face is that we resist the potter.
Oh yeah.
You know,
100%.
all of us do. We have that. We were born with that nature, that carnal nature that pushes against God because we want what we want. A baby, look at a baby. You know, you can have 100 toys out there, and you pick this one up. That's the one that the baby wants. You know, mine. And we're born with that. You know. And then, but God, what He wants to do is He wants to win our heart. Just like the two of you, once you came together and you fell in love with each other, you could put up with each other's faults and failures and shortcomings. Love is what holds you together. It's not that you're perfect people.
It's on the fence right now.
Well, no, life is on the fence right now.
Yeah.
But the truth of it is that and what God is saying, you know, I'll be patient with you if I've got your heart, if you love me. But now if you don't love me, then that's a different thing, because you just don't love me. And God could have put us a little computer in us, and we would serve Him because we had to. We were computered that way. But who would want that kind of love? Would you want to love Him because you had to?
Because I was forced to, right?
Would He want that kind of love from you? No, He wants it because you want to, and that's the way God is. And you're on a journey, but the thing of it is, God knows where He wants to lead you. And I was reading about a man in the Bible, of all things. He was just, Samuel was his name. And Samuel, he went to bed one night, and he heard Samuel heard his name called, and he gets up and he thinks that Eli, who was the priest, had called his name, and he said, "Nah, going back to bed. I didn't call your name." And then it happened again, and he got up. "Did you call my?" "No, go back to bed." And finally, he recognized through Eli that the voice was God wanting to speak into his life. And this is what I believe about all of us, is that God wants to speak into our life, because He knows your frustrations, and He knows what will make you happy. One of the things I've recognized is there's one thing that God wants for you, and that's just that you be happy and fulfilled. And He knows what will fulfill you. And some things they can stimulate you, but they won't fulfill you. And so what He wants is, He wants to give you stability and guidance and direction. You already love him. That's pretty obvious. But we are the clay, and we are not what we will be. But if we keep our lives pliable, he will shape your life until you can make a good living, still be fulfilled. You'll live in this world, but you won't be owned by this world.
Wow.
And that
I mean, I've heard all that before, but I've never really related it to my life.
It is your life.
Like that. I mean, he knows that he knows what we want purpose. He knows that we felt ruled by all of the materialistic things. And so he's working to give us all of those things that we desire.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not against material things.
Right.
As long as you own them, they don't own you.
Exactly.
And the problem is nowadays the materialistic things are owned. They're their owners.
Yeah. Yeah.
This, everything that's on this.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It owns the youth, even the adults, and me, days, and I've struggled to be like, all right, I'm done looking at these stupid reels, and I'm done looking at all the chaos and the battles between the left and the right and the this and the that and whatever it may be. It's all Satan doing it. It's all what it comes down to.
Yeah, you're right.
You have to have the strength to go like this. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can live without this, and God will take care of me. And every day we all struggle with that. Even the people that don't believe in God.
Well, sure they do.
They struggle, but they don't realize why they're struggling. It's because God is...
You nailed it right there.
I mean, it's out of control.
We were...
And it's not going to get any better.
To kind of make a joke, we were, so Jackson was really hard for us last year, right? How ironic is it that we broke down in Jackson for 6 weeks this year? And so then we came across this saying where this guy's like, do you ever think God put you in the same position again to see if you'd still be the same idiot you were? We were like, maybe,
Yeah, one of the people that we
see if you were still an idiot,
was the local cowboy. His name's Sean, and he herds 700-800 cattle every year for this farmer, and it's all in there, and he comes to the sawmill often, laundry, food, whatever it may be. He has a house there in town. He's one of the seven people that has a house. But then in the summer, he's got a fifth wheel, parks out in the BLM land, and he does the cattle. And when we left, every day he sends me a quote. It's usually something with a cowboy or cowgirl, but it's a God quote. And that was that was from Sean.
Did you ever think God would put you in the same
out
situation
of
twice
all the
to see if you
people,
were still an idiot?
he would come and do laundry, and next thing you know, he's knocking on a rig, and he's coming in, and he's hanging out with us. He would not do that with anybody else. I don't know what it was with us, and we love him. He's the greatest guy, but we're going on 2.5 years, and every morning I get a text message with some sort of Bible quote, but it's a cowboy quote. It's and it's funny, and we talk to him here and there, but not often anymore. I just always get to quote, but that was one of them. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
So right now you're at a point of what's next.
Right.
Yeah. You know what's next for the next few weeks, right?
Well, a few weeks, a few months. We're going to South Carolina till the end of July or early August. We need to go to PA. My sister needs me to hang out with my mom for about 6 weeks. And then we're going to
visit family.
Family, friends, the whole PA thing. Which is actually going to work out because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on at the time. We're there, so it's going to work out. And then
after that, we have no idea.
November, we'll head south. We'll stop back at Jen and Joe's, and if we're meant to be there and stay there for the winter, then we'll stay. We've talked about Florida. Florida is just right now a state I'd really love to live in. Even if it's half the year. Just because of their views, and DeSantis and the sheriffs and how they feel about everything, but the weather and it's just to us it's more of a loving state than a lot of others right now. It's
funny, we had obviously you lean on the conservative side, as do I, and Jack does, and we had a like I think it was my second been a while episode, was a very liberal lady. And the fun thing was, you take all that stuff away, you can have a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the right fighting the left, and we didn't fight at all.
No.
We got along fine.
I have a lot of family on my mom's side that are in California, actually,
Uh-huh.
and some of them are attending the protests today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And but we know, I just know I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna,
yeah.
You know, we have a lot of other things that we have in common. They're my family,
Yeah.
and
That is what's really important.
you know,
Yeah.
even if they
Same
would bring
way.
it up, I just
Yeah.
kind of steer it somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
really,
Wisdom.
because it's just going to start a
Yeah, that's wisdom.
It divides us.
But
yeah.
the funny thing
Yeah.
is all these people that she knows, family. I have friends
Mhm.
that are on the left.
Uh-huh.
You know, 20 years ago, this was never an issue.
No.
I know.
15 years ago,
No,
it
like
was not
it's
an
just
issue.
it's
It's
really
incredible.
blown up
Again,
lately.
that is
Yeah.
caused by Satan. Really,
Yeah, it really
it's
is.
really at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's who's causing it.
Yeah.
You know, and the craziness and the information and the lies. And
Mhm.
listen, both sides lie.
Oh, yeah.
There's no 100% truth,
Right.
but the severity of straight out lies that are coming from the one side is just, it gets out of control.
Yeah.
And you know, people believe it, and
To
it's,
us, it's like, how do? But you know that's like it's
And
just
then
so obvious,
Yeah.
He
right?
goes,
Yeah.
you know, they're
But
right
it's not
now.
to
And to them, we're not. It's so
Yeah.
obvious to us. Why can't they? So yeah, we're both. The funny thing is, it was probably 3 or 4 episodes ago that I don't think. Yeah, I do have that one published. I made a joke at the end that we had 2 RVers at the same time, and I said that, well, I think we'll just sit down, have all of you speak at the same time, and we'll talk about religion and politics.
What they say?
They just, maybe not a good idea.
Everybody
And
got
here we
really
are,
quiet.
religion and
Yeah.
politics.
Everybody got really quiet.
No, it was pretty funny, but
That's great.
we all laughed. But here we are.
Yeah,
but,
that's funny.
But I want to. This is some neat stuff. This is a special time, and you guys have some stuff, and we'll pray for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know
Thanks
this
for
guy
letting us
will.
share our story. It's
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely.
It's nice
And
to do
you've
this.
enlightened us on
Yeah.
things, so
You
I
need
What-
to get
you
it
know,
out. You
I
need to get it
appreciate
out.
your words.
Yeah.
Do you have? We have them recorded, by the way, so you can listen
Yeah,
to them
you
again.
have them recorded.
Do you have some one thing that you would really love to do that you've thought about, that this would be, if we had our option, this would be it?
Well, I think if we were talking about settling down, we would love a little bit of like land and a place where
Uh-huh.
kind of like a barn dominium, you know, where you can
Yeah.
you can pull in
Mm-hmm.
and have a little
House.
outdoor, like indoors. How am I trying to say it? Barn dominium where your rig is inside, and
Well,
but you still have like
anymore.
a seating
I don't
area
even
or
agree
whatever.
with that anymore. I
Oh,
think
say-
the barndominium is part of the barndominium is a house inside
Uh-huh.
with the 2-bedroom, a living
You know-
room, 2-bath, all that. This is parked somewhere, but not inside.
So I think
Oh,
I think
okay.
what
and
we're
she has her gym. I have my shop, and we have
Uh-huh.
land for the dogs, and
Yeah.
you know, it's a sanctuary, and we can bring other people in, like
Yep.
you're doing Harvest Host
Uh-huh.
hip camps, you know, and have spots where we can bring people in.
So I think to answer your question, and more succinctly, is that we would like to have a spot like that,
Uh-huh.
but we still also don't want to lose our freedom
right.
of being able to
Okay.
do
Sure.
this.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it seems like such a high reach.
Right now
you know,
it does.
right now it does,
Yeah.
but you know, the whole scripture about God will give you the desires of your heart, I kind of look at it as God will give to you the things that He wants you to have.
Yeah.
He will give you the desire for those things, not that He'll give me, you know, the Porsche, you know.
Right.
Right.
He's
right,
not
yeah,
going
it's
to give me
not
just
really
because
the
I want it.
materialistic things.
He
yeah.
plants the desires in my heart. And so maybe that's what's happening now, and maybe this has been your journey, and now
So
you're waiting for the next thing where God's going to put that in front of you.
Yeah.
You just
I
have to
mean,
watch
changing.
for it.
honestly, right now, the way that I'm feeling, you know, we'll get to South Carolina and get to see them, get home, see everybody at home,
Mhm.
and go back to South Carolina. And if I had a choice right now, if it was feasible and we liked it, moving into that home
Mm-hmm.
at the neighbor's house, shutting that down, putting a cover over it and just closing the door when we build our finances, fix what needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But Jen and Joe are such a huge part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be with them right now. I want to be with my mom and my sister and my friends, and they mean the world to me.
Yeah.
But the things that Jen and Joe put in our heart and make us feel, it's a happy life with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that right now is what I need, because the last year is just, I'm not sleeping. There's a lot of things going on with me. A lot of anger, and I wasn't like this before Jackson. I mean, I have my moments. I'm from Philly. I can be a prick, those people in that town are out of their mind, and the way they treat you, the thieving and the conniving and the lying and all the stuff that they did at the RV park and the people around. The locals are great.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the ones coming in. And I've lost a lot of me because of that place.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to sit there from April 21st till 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a struggle. I'm thinking I'm still managing this park, and these people are still doing this stuff, and I'm flipping out, and I'm yelling at her, and it's just, and then California, forget about it. California was horrible.
Yeah.
I will never go back to California. I mean, that was just that whole place. The state is beautiful, and I have some very close friends there. But besides that, the people are out of their mind. And I feel like I need Jen and Joe to reset me.
Sure.
And the couple weeks that we're going to spend there isn't going to be enough. I need to get through PA, see my family, feel the love for my friends and my family again. Do the things that I've missed with them.
Sure.
But then get back to Jen and Joe and just get reset and spend our time with them again, because I feel like they're going to level me back out.
Good.
I mean, my pastor is also another thing with that, and we're having our own conversations about what went on, and I think losing my father was a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just a lot, and I'm struggling. And, this is where me being a new Christian, it's like, what do I do? And I'm asking, and I don't see things, but then I do, and it's like, it's hard for me with the faith part. I struggle with that faith.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised in it, and I'm supposed to just believe in something that's not there, but is there. And he's proven to me he's been there.
Yeah.
But I'm still doubting him, and that's the part that drives me nuts. It's like, you're doubting this. So it's a struggle, and I think that's what I need.
Can I share something with you, though?
Absolutely.
You have a lot of hurt
deep
in you, and you've been so transparent. I mean, I really appreciate that. You're real. You're real. God understands you better than you understand you. No, you see, we have a conscious, a subconscious. There are things we bury in us. And there are times when we will react and we don't know why we've reacted that way. Sometimes we don't understand ourselves. But God understands you. Now, one of the things that God does is he brings healing into our life. Not only that we know him, but now he's the potter. That means the clay doesn't mess with the potter. And that's hard to submitting, saying, Jesus did it for his Father. He said, not my will, but thy will be done. And what we have a tendency to do is we say, God, this is it. This is your will. And it's bring it about. I mean, I'm in. This is what you got to do. And God says, no, you got that backwards. I'm the potter. I know what's best for you. And there are times when what God is doing doesn't make sense to us, because there's a scripture, and it says his ways are higher than our ways. And what that really means is he's smarter than we are. Because see, we look at the pictures. There's another scripture, it talks about life. And it says, now I see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. And what that means is it's looking at life through a pop bottle. It's all distorted. But if we let him unfold it, there'll come a time we'll see face to face. In other words, the pop will understand it better by and by. Because we want to understand it now. We want to tell God what he needs to do. We need to give him a time frame.
Right.
And there's a scripture I don't like. It says, wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's hard.
I don't like to wait.
No.
I want to get through McDonald's, and I want to get through now. I want to get my sandwich, and I want to go. I don't want to wait in line. And that's the way we are in life, is the fact that we want what we want.
Yeah.
And we think we're right.
Yep.
And I have prayed some prayers, and God didn't answer them the way I wanted him to, and I was frustrated. Mm-hmm. I mean, really frustrated.
Oh yeah, I know. We've been there.
And I remember one time I had prayed about something, and I knew what was best. I had a friend of mine that I really trusted, and I knew I had all the plans worked out for this thing to happen. But I thought the spiritual thing is to pray and ask this guy to pray for me and pray, Lord, not my will, but thine be done. Knowing I felt safe. I was going to get what I thought was best. And he prayed, and I left. I thought, man, this is wonderful. We had a good time. He prayed, prayed whatever your will is. And I thought, yeah, that's... The very next day, it all went south. And I was beside myself. And my wife, these wives, I don't know. My wife, she said, well, didn't you pray or ask him to pray? If it wasn't to be, then close the door? I said, yeah, but I didn't think he would do it. It took me a couple days. Now, it didn't happen right away, but later, I was thankful that prayer, my plan didn't go through. It was a little later. And God had a better plan, and it was great. But I didn't see it. He was smarter than I am.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying to you is, where you're at now, the hard thing is what you got to do is trust him. When to simply trust him seems the hardest thing of all. That is hard.
I mean, it
is hard.
To your point, I really, really wanted to go to Idaho this season.
Yeah.
I wanted to be with Ross and Tosh. Yeah. And I thought that's where I needed to be. And then all this other stuff came up with, Jen and Joe's mothers and my mom. And it's very hard for me.
Oh, my gosh.
She'll do this for hours.
That's all right.
And I look at it as it would have been a great time, but the purpose would have not been there. I feel it would have just been like I'm hanging out with friends. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That first year there was a lot of purpose, and that I think a lot of that was for us to be with them and them to be with us and to build that relationship we have with them. Yeah, and it was great. And as much as I wanted that time this summer to be there. Yeah. I've come to the conclusion that it just wasn't meant to be, and we're meant to go home because I need to go home.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you feel. See, I feel that there are nudgings from God, and I think you feel that pull to go home.
Yeah,
I think you.
And that's hard for me because since we've started this,
I know
Ross has been the most. Other than Jen and Joe, Ross has just been that person for me, that guy, and his wife is wonderful, and but I need something else, and I think it's the family, and
maybe they need you right
now. Well, that's Jen and Joe, we figured, and now that's kind of calmed down, but I still think we're supposed to be there, and I think a lot of that has to do with me. and just needing the reset. I've had enough of the west part of this country, and I need to go home. I need
We
East
really
Coast
like
people.
Nebraska, though.
Yeah.
Do you like Nebraska?
Yes.
Good.
Oh
Good.
yeah, no, it's great here. Other than this humidity,
Humidity's not great.
I can't believe it's this hot already here.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
Nebraska.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm having that I'm giving faith. I'm having that faith that okay, I need to go home. I need to get back there. I need to see all those people, and and hoping that'll start to bring my sanity back and different things for me. And I know she wants to go home big time.
Well, see, that's
especially with her mother.
Yeah,
You know, and I love my mother too. And it's just it's a different relationship. I talk to my mom once or twice a week. She talks to her mom every day. You know, I talk to my dad once a week, and that's our relationship. You know, and it's just different. And I think again, Christianity, and her mom's a devout Christian and a wonderful woman, and I think that's a big deal for her. You know, and. But again, how much time do her parents have or her moms have, you know? And so, and I miss my sister and my brother-in-law and all them and my best friends, and it's just a lot, you know? I was talking to a couple guys from work, you know, and just, I miss you guys, and I haven't worked with them in years, you know? And it's like, I miss these three guys, you know? They're part of my life for years.
I think God is getting ready to do something for both of you, because you've got to find stability.
Yeah.
God is getting ready to. Another thing that I'm going to turn it back to Steve, but another thing I want to share with you, I look at both of you. I've watched you and listened to you. One thing is both of you are very gifted. Now those gifts come from God.
Thank you.
You're professional people. Both of you are, and you know some people. And I'm not putting anybody down, but some people, you know, their giftings aren't as great as what you have. And so you're blessed. Now the bad thing about that is that when God gives you that, then he has a plan for you, and he expects you to use that for your benefit and for the benefit of others. Because he's giving. If I could play beautiful music, which I can't, or if I could sing beautiful, but I can't. But if I could, and it would bring comfort to you, would it not be a shame for me not to use that?
Right.
Because it would fulfill me in you, because it's a gift I have.
Yeah.
And it would be a blessing to you or somebody else, which you would not be blessed if I would do that. but both of you have giftings. I mean, you really are gifted, and you're professional people, and God has a plan for you. And in what you do, you've helped a lot of people. I thank God for people in the ER. I wouldn't be here
That
today.
means a lot.
Yeah. I died for 23 minutes. I thank God. I thank God for a doctor, a Jewish doctor, that when in ER they were telling him, let him go, you've done as much as you can. They quit counting after, I think it was around 18 times of shocking me. Wow. And he said he felt something pushing him. It was God. It was God.
Oh, absolutely.
So those skills, God gave him those. I have benefited from that. I benefited from everybody that was in that ER. I'm not saying that you need to go back to ER. That's between you and God. No, that is between you. But if you're gifted there, you're gifted other places as well.
Right.
And God wants you to be fulfilled. It doesn't mean that life will be easy, but it does mean it will be fulfilling. And one of the things that God gives us, he said, my peace I leave with you. And that's the very thing everybody's seeking after. They want peace.
100%.
Material, we drive after that. But that doesn't give us peace. What if the thing we want to be able to go to bed at night and be at rest, and get a good night's rest, be at peace in our soul, peace with God, peace with other people.
Yes.
And I believe you're on the verge of finding that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're.
It's been a year for me.
I think you want
There's been no peace with going to bed, and
but you want it. You want it.
I do.
It's a seek and you'll find, knock, it'll be open.
Yeah.
Now, but not in your time frame, because God has to develop us. He's shaping us. He has to develop us, and some the things that we cherish the most are the things we worked hard for. In other words, if it's just given to you, yeah, we thank you for that. But people that have had everything given to them, they just take. But a man that has earned, and they earned it. They did, something. There's something fulfilling in that, and God knows our frame. And I think it was God that we are together. I believe God has put you on a journey.
We're meant to come
I
here.
believe God knows how to put the pieces together. I don't, but God does. And so I'll leave it with you now. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
I think we were meant to hear that. I think we needed to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, and just, the one other thing, and not to keep dragging this on, the one other thing that I've struggled with is, over the last year, I really feel like we have not helped anybody. Now, mind you, that it's not 100% true, but I don't feel like we've impacted anybody like we have in the past. How we have impacted Joe and Jen, and how we've impacted Ross and Tosh and other people on the road that, we've pushed a car a quarter mile down the road and different things, and those impacts I just haven't seen. And I felt like we've just lost that way of either they haven't been in front of us or they have, but we've been so distracted by everything else. Yeah. I haven't done it. Yeah. And I struggle with that also because I felt like we really haven't helped anybody.
I think you have. This journey we're on, it's a tough one. You walk by faith, not by sight.
Yeah.
The way I want to live my life is I want to be able to see it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to see how am I impacting you? I probably, I don't know.
Yeah, hugely.
No, but we try to judge that. And you do what you do from your heart and leave God to do what he wants to do with that.
Yeah.
If you help a guy because he's stranded on the side of the road, you did what you should. You don't have to see how much benefit you did to that person.
Yeah.
You did at that moment what you felt you should do.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is the journey we're on.
Yeah.
I want to walk by sight, and he said no, walk by faith.
Yeah.
And you said talking about you can't see God. Well, you can't see the wind, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't see the humidity, but you can feel it.
That's a better analogy.
I think we can see it. It's dripping in my.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'll let you go.
Yeah, we're getting dark here, so.
This has been really, really, really good, and I'm glad that you came over tonight. I wasn't expecting to see you.
Well, I wasn't either.
It's all because of those tomatoes.
No, I know.
Are we the tomatoes?
He's got a lot of tomatoes out there. They're struggling.
Yeah, they are struggling.
They're actually struggling. This guy cares about them, but Well, I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate both of you guys.
A lot of times we'll ask things about pro tips and things like that. We're going to forego that tonight because it's getting a little bit long.
I will say
But you're going to tell me anyway. Good.
I was going to say, before you came down, we were just kind of chatting over here. And I said, because earlier today he was saying things about, we haven't been able to go do anything or see anything. Just because, finances have been tight and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And I had been thinking about it, and I said, at the end of the day, when we talk to people and we talk about our stories, we never mention what we got to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here, and I was like, places like this, before you came down, I was like, places like this are the things that we remember.
Yeah.
So I don't think you understand how much we appreciate being here tonight. The dogs have their freedom. That's a big deal for me. They're always tied up and when you're traveling and things, and look at them, they're so happy.
Yeah.
And you won't stop.
Just that it's relaxing out here. You feel like you can truly get away for a little bit.
Yeah.
And if we weren't on a time schedule, we'd probably stay
Right,
another night.
we'd stay for a few days.
But
Well, I never thought we would have an acreage, and this God gave it to us. That's
Yeah, he
another.
did.
I won't go into that story, but He really did. He didn't
did.
literally give it to us. We're still paying for it.
no, but oh, we know that.
We're still paying for stuff.
But when I approached my wife with the idea of hosting Boondockers, she was like, "You're crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane."
Yeah.
And he brought her around, and we've been doing this, and there is nothing better for me
Yeah.
because we're not traveling right now. So you guys think you're not doing anything, you're doing a lot by being
Yeah.
here tonight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing a lot for me personally. It just, you have validated the reason that we do this.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
You don't know how much that is. So,
Well, good.
so we
Glad.
appreciate you
And it's
guys.
such a pleasure to meet
Yeah.
you.
Well, it's good being
I
here
can't
for
even
you,
tell
yeah.
you, I think you breathed life into what we needed.
Good.
So,
God does that. God does that. I feel like God has been here
Yes, I
with
do.
the four
Yeah.
of us.
Oh,
And,
for sure.
and you have contributed to that because I feel like I sat and listened and watched. I think I got a little picture of your heart, and it's a good heart.
Oh, yeah.
well, now you're going to make me cry. So we need to
No, but I'm
just-
sincere with that. I'm not doing it to make you
No,
cry.
I know. I
but
appreciate
I really
it, though.
believe
That's-
that.
It means
And
a lot
so,
to me.
So you're doing more, and I probably never will, but I would like to know the rest of your story because I believe God has some of your stories in the future.
Well,
It's
we'll
going
have
to
to
continue
what
to
that means
unfold.
is we'll have to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Exactly.
I do. I believe God is going to do some good things for you. I do.
Absolutely. Well, we'll call it a wrap with
Yep.
the recording. And,
Hopefully you still see us.
well, hopefully there's still battery in my camera. It was running low, but
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll call that a wrap. But thank you guys for
Thank
binning
you.
a while.
Great.
It's
And
been a
you were
really nice evening.
Yeah. it's been good.
Absolutely welcome anytime.
Thank you.